Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Hospital. We are here in Pelican Wharf Hospital. It's a high-tech hub, bustling with activity and plagued by some tricky ailments. It's a great place to set up a new hospital, but we'll need some powerful machinery if we want to flourish here. I recommend focusing on research and upgrading our machines as much as possible. We're almost at the end of the base game, we're like 3 levels off, so things are going to start getting pretty difficult. I'm going to start here by putting in our usual stuff, reception, GP's office, but we're also going to put in our training room. Given what I learned in the last couple of episodes, where it's kind of key to make sure that you're training and specializing your staff, I think that's probably going to be the way for us to go. Also, we're going to need to get some mechanics in here who are really good at upgrading our machines. That's going to be one of our major tasks, because one of our objectives is to upgrade 15 machines. So I'm just going to hire a couple of nurses, doctors, assistants, and a janitor, and we're going to filter out the staff so we try and get some that don't have any qualifications whatsoever, so we can train them in the way that we want them to kind of end up being, and specialize them, put them into certain rooms so that they're only working in those specific rooms. Other objectives are to cure 100 patients, have a cure rate of 60%, and train 3 staff in research level 3. So research is going to be a big part of this level as well. That's our pharmacy going down, and we're going to put in a general diagnosis, a research room, which I have not actually developed a blueprint for, so that's going to be built from scratch, and a training room, staff room, and some toilets, and that should be us done. Just finishing off that research now, and yeah, okay, so in this little gap here, we'll squeeze in a little toilet and a tiny staff room, and that should be us all finished, and we can start moving this simulation on. Okay, here we go. Oh, damn, not what I was looking for, but treatment is good, and emotional intelligence is pretty good as well. That'll keep our clients happy. We've got Bogwarts discovered there. They'll go for treatment in the pharmacy, and we have our new treatment-based nurse who can go in and do that. I'm going to put in a injection room because I've had some demand for one of those already, and I have a feeling we're going to be dealing with a lot of illnesses here. So we're going to have to make sure that we're getting all of our treatment rooms up and running and those the machines fully upgraded to get that done. Let's see what we've got coming in here. We've got someone, there's a queue outside the injection room already, so there we go. We've got some demand for it to be used. Of course, I'm waiting to train someone in injections, so we've got a queue building now because I want to get this person training complete so that they can go in and then start curing those patients. I could just put someone else in here. I don't think you need to be specifically qualified to administer injections, but I don't want to risk deaths in the early game, especially considering it's usually the only year that I'll win a no deaths award. We're doing a general research project still. That's almost done, and that'll bring us in $20,000. We're going to keep trying to put these in as much as possible, and also as our researchers upgrade. What is going on here? Oh my god, I wasn't expecting that. I've never seen that in action before. That is awful. Imagine having that huge knee. Well, it worked, so I guess it doesn't matter. I spy someone with a cast on their arm, so it looks like a fracture ward is in order over here. We're going to hire Garth Wang. Garth Wang is going to be our new ward nurse. So we're going to train him in ward management, not treat him. And then he will be able to treat people in a fracture ward, which I'm going to build ready for him. So that as soon as he is fully trained... Oh, I don't have money. Well, you know, best laid plans of mice and men and all of that. So that's going to be our next target anyway. We've put in our second GP's office here, and we have another GP who's just about finished training. Obviously, Garth Wang can't go and manage his ward right now because I haven't built it yet. I'm waiting for money to come in. Fracture ward required. There we go. That's the demand for it. We really need it now. So we're sending patients home, unfortunately. I'm going to try and make him wait for a little bit, though, and hopefully we'll get a nice bit of income coming in. We're almost at the end of our first year as a hospital, believe it or not, and... you won't have seen a lot because I've been waiting around a lot for money to build and for things to happen. So, not much has happened basically in the first year. The good news is we've not killed anyone. So, I'm hoping we've got a no death award. Let's see. Fingers crossed, everybody. Oh my god! I don't think I've ever been so close. How come I didn't get a Patient's Choice Award? They should love the place. They're getting served quickly. It's lovely. I don't think I'm ever going to get as close to that again. unless I really grind something out and get the perfect hospital. For a moment there, I didn't think we were going to do that, but we cured the emergency intake of lycanthropy patients, and we have enough money now to build Garth Wang's fracture ward. We're going to name it after him. He's going to have an entire wing named after him because he's going to be so good. That's a lie. I'm going to forget about him later on in the level, and we'll never hear of him again. But Garth Wang is the nurse that started it all in the fracture ward. I'm sure I had another diagnosis nurse, but I don't think I did, now that I'm looking at it. But we are... Oh, God. I've forgotten what I was doing now that you've demanded this resolution lab that I can't put in. Right, we're going to send these premature mummification patients home. I think I can see someone with 8 bitten as well, so we're going to send them home. There's no point having them in causing queues when I'm not going to be able to treat them. So although we're going to take a hit to our cure rate for sending them home, I think that's how it works. I could be wrong. Please correct me on these things. I don't want to give tips that aren't real. Yeah, we're going to send people home as much as we can in the early game, but I am seeing a lot of illnesses here, so I'm guessing we're going to have treatment rooms galore and need to really hone in our trained staff members. And here you can see again, I'm just adjusting little job assignments so that we know we only have staff in the rooms where they're going to have a higher chance of succeeding in treatment. Also, second researcher, hurrah! So our PANS lab's just got its upgrade. That's 6 of 15 machines upgraded. We've cured 39 of 100 patients, and we are working very hard on our staff. I've still got a GP being trained, which should help the patient flow through GP's offices a little bit better. We have 7, 8 strong queues. I mean, that's because both of my GPs are being trained right now and I couldn't be bothered to put another staff member in, so whoops, never mind. We will continue to grow in our slow and laboured way because that's the only way I can grow without descending into utter chaos. I do need to think and have one ear or eye on the future as we expand, because we have no space and we're going to need to stop piling on some treatment rooms to upgrade those machines. Right, what can we train next? I could do with some money before I even consider training, so what have we got? Staff promotion. A lot of staff are getting experience very quickly and we are in debt. Fantastic. For the first time in this episode though, so we're not doing too badly, I guess. I'm not taking out a loan. Stop trying to convince me to take out a loan. My God, I know I'm not going to be able to afford this, but I just want to see how much I'm going to need. So I need $40,000 to train my research staff members up to level 2. And that's a big part of this. So what I want to try and do is raise enough money to get them trained, and then that knocks that objective out. Let's see what we've won this year. I'm not anticipating as good a year as last year. Of course, best research, most prestigious, employer of the year, and rising star. What's concerning me is I'm pretty sure I've had someone already threaten to quit. Yet we're apparently employers of the year. What are they doing in the other hospitals that's so bad? Let's train research too. We've got the money now. Just about made it. 40 grand there. And let's get that done. There we go. Right. Trevor Sausage, why are you so unhappy? You're working in the hospital that treats its staff the best. You're not going to find a better job anywhere else, and I'm not training you right now. You're just an assistant. I will give you a pay rise, but I can't train you in anything right now because I don't have the money, and my researchers are part of the objective for this mission, so deal with that, okay? Oh, I got rant blind there. What was I doing? Trevor Sausage has been satisfied. Great. Now my initial enthusiasm has worn off. Because this is now part and parcel of the game at these sort of stages. You are literally waiting and waiting for things to do, and it's just micromanagement. You can see we have a huge queue in the general diagnosis room, but I don't have any space and I can't afford to expand the hospital. So what we actually are going to have to do now is go down this queue, see who we physically can't treat and send them home, because I'm assuming there are going to be a lot of patients in there that I simply can't treat. So they're just taking up space in queues, and this is why I like to go through periodically and kind of look at the ones that are the really obvious one. Like there you can see someone who has grey anatomy. Is it grey anatomy? Where they need the recolorizer. So they can go home because I can't treat them. I don't have that treatment room. So actually what they're doing is they're clogging up my diagnosis queues, which is making the ones that I can treat take longer. Let's get a general research queued up while I'm having this little extra rant. There's a lot of ranting going on in this episode, and I'm not really sure why. At least we have someone there now to use the PANS lab that I put in after I accidentally sent them home earlier on. So I definitely have seen a few people there. Premature mummification, you can go home. Jumbo DNA, we've just discovered we have to send them home because we don't have a DNA lab. I've just seen the PANS lab flailing away as well. Okay, folks, I think it's about time. It's research 3 time. Time has been said so many times already, but we are now training our 3 staff in research level 3. That means all we're going to have left to do is gradually cure the 100 patients and upgrade 7 more machines, or upgrade machines 7 more times. And that's that. We have an emergency still going on in the pharmacy, and I don't know if we're going to do that right now. We've got 7 left to get. We're in debt, but I'm not worried about that. And just wait for someone to come up and recommend that I take out a loan. What have we got in general diagnosis? We're going to go back to our queue. Staff training required. We can't do that right now. Let's have a look at this queue, and we'll just have a quick sweep through and see who we can actually send home, because this is ridiculous. Right, so we're either going to send them immediately for treatment or send them home. Or we'll send them for treatment, find that we can't treat them, and then send them home. So, let's have a look. Ross Green, go home. We can tell we can't treat you. So you will send for treatment, fracture clinic. You, Honey Nut, I'm going to send you for treatment. Injection room, there we go. Ross Peregrine. I can't see anything wrong with him. Jamie Lynn Nut. Are you a relation of the other Nut? I don't know. We're getting very close to research 3 in those staff members, so that's really good to know. I think we're just about safe on that pharmacy patient thing as well, which is really good. Oh my word. Oh dear. Well, we succeeded in the challenge, and now I have a machine to upgrade. So we're just gonna replace... Oh dear, you couldn't write it, could you? Wow. We'll get our drug mixer in and then upgrade it up to tier 3 again. That works. Well done us. Let's just sacrifice another few machines and then we'll complete the bloody first star objective. But look, research level 3 is done. We are flying now. Oh, a bit late telling me that, aren't you? The drug mixer's exploded, Lee. Did you not know? Yes, I bloody saw it. Right, right, we're going to train a doctor in treatment. I thought we had another, but that's fine. We're going to have... should we have a student do it? No, we're bringing a guest. Our other doctors are far too busy. Money's building. End of year awards coming in. We can almost expand the hospital. And how have we done? End of year 3. There we go. Now we're back up. Didn't get no deaths. Of course we didn't. Still no Patient's Choice Award. Why haven't we got that? People are happy, surely. I'm going to keep knocking back things like DNA labs and surgeries because they're the last 2 treatment rooms that I want. I want to make sure that I've got some staff ready to go in there. We'll upgrade the drug mixer again. See, pest control. I think I've had requests for just about every single treatment room now. The next few steps are all about getting enough money to buy that new plot. We're very close. I think we might be able to do it at the end of this month. Hopefully once that research is completed and we get the 20 grand bonus. Oh, we're at 80 now, so this could be it. We could finally have an opportunity to expand. I'm not going to do any more training either because I just want to make sure that we're getting money in to get this plot bought. Doesn't matter if we drop into debt once it's bought, as long as we get it locked down, because then I can start putting in multiple treatment rooms. There we go. We've got the plot. Let's get it unlocked, and we'll immediately start a brand new research task. And then we can start putting in these treatment rooms and upgrading them and curing people in them as we go, which means 1-star objectives are well in reach. Just really nice. This has been a little bit of a stressful one. There's been a lot going on, and oh, there we go, DNA lab again. Yeah, we're a long way from DNA labs and surgery at the moment because the cure rate needs to be stable, and I assume it's going to increase with each objective. Let's just have a look at what we can hire. There's another nurse with no training at all. Now then, I'm going to take the efficient one here, and then we can start training them in diagnosis. So, I want to start pooling my nurses and my doctors into treatment and diagnosis and only having them work in specific rooms, like I've already said several times in this episode already. I just think it's vitally important, and it's become like a real part of my building up of a hospital to get it working efficiently. We're going to have a guest come in, we're going to have you, and the other one doesn't have any training slots yet, so we'll just wait for that to build up. Right, we're in October and the money situation is still fluctuating. Since we took on this new building, all we've put in is a cardiology, so it's time for a loan, and then we'll start putting in our treatment rooms. That should help us bring in more money from the amount of cures that we're doing. We'll also maybe consider increasing our prices a little bit. We'll have our reputation tank due to the amount of money that people are having to pay for treatments, and then we'll start building it back up again when we have a little bit more of a financial footing, we've paid off the loans or what have you, and we've got stuff done. But putting in all of these is going to allow us to start conducting upgrades. That'll help us finish these last 4 machines that we need to be able to complete our 1-star objectives, and then hopefully our cure rate will just kind of balance out eventually. I'm having a bit of trouble here with this resolution lab because there's just stuff in the way of everything, so let's just see how we can reconfigure things. I really don't want to put the sweet dispenser in the middle of the room, but I think I'm gonna have to. Like, I can't even like jimmy that in with the precision movement, so see, come on, let me put the door in, please. Now I've lost the door again. I don't want to pick that up. We'll move the fire extinguisher. Now we can get the door in. There we go. Can I put this anywhere? No, I can't. What if I move the fire extinguisher again? Can we put that there? No, the resolution lab machine's too big. Can I reach it there? It'll put it there. And then we'll just put the sweet dispenser in the middle of the room. It doesn't matter too much, does it? There we go. Now at least it looks like a friendly and inviting room where you go in when you're infected with 8-bitten. Well, let's have a look. What have we got here? We're looking okay. I think I've got everyone assigned properly, but we're just going to make sure that these doctors are only working in treatment. We're going to have you do all of these. I don't have a head office yet, but I'll probably imagine that I end up getting one, and I'll have to reset those doctors and what they're doing. And then we're going to put in a nurse in cryptology, but we don't have any solely treatment-based ones apart from the one that's working in the injection lab, and I'd quite like to keep them just working in there. So we'll bring in a doctor who isn't trained at all, and a nurse, Imogen Pye, who isn't trained at all, and we will train them in treatment. So the good news is they've got training slots, so we can train them both immediately. We're not going to have anyone come in and do it, so we'll bring a guest lecturer in, and then there we go. Right, I think this was a good decision. The only time I've ever considered that a loan would be a good idea and not put me in a load of risk. So that is good. Let's, yeah, that's looking good. Check these off.
I'm Ricky Hawthorne.
Yep, cool.
And
right.
For the next few hours, I'll be
And we'll speed it up again, and hopefully
hits of the
we can start
decade.
curing some more
Which
patients
decade?
and bringing in a
Stay
bit
tuned to
of
find
cold,
out.
hard cash. That assistant wants to leave again. I've just noticed that. We'll just satisfy their pay requests. We'll keep giving them money. Don't just throw money at all of our problems this time, even though that's probably gotten us to the situation that we're in, and I'll hire another doctor, why not? We're going to train this one though in general diagnosis, so that we've got someone who can cover for any issues, and you can see here there's queues building everywhere in the GP's offices, so we're going to need to sort that out, probably by putting another GP's office in. That's another plot we can get. We've got more than enough money to unlock it, but I would rather put my money into building more treatment rooms right now. So we'll put the chronotherapy in because we've had quite a few with grey anatomy. I think it's time we built a second GP's office. I do have another GP somewhere, I'm sure. I definitely trained him earlier. So, I think I did anyway. Can I hire another one just in case? No, there's none. We'll wait for a new one to come in and apply, and hopefully we'll have one who's trained in GPs. And here we go, end of year. Well, I'm hoping it's another good year, really, because we've expanded, we've done pretty well. We've weathered a bit of a storm that was happening earlier on. Obviously, oh god, we didn't do well at all. Wow. It's not good. Well, we better step things up a bit then. General practice. Let's bring in a guest, and there we go. That was the one that I was thinking of. I thought I'd already sent him away for training, but maybe not. once we've got a little bit more money in, it's time to duplicate our GP's office, and I am going to increase our prices now just by 10% to start with, but we will probably end up pulling that up a little bit further. And I know it's going to affect our reputation, but that's probably a good thing at this stage. We would like to have a little bit less in terms of foot traffic through the hospital. So if our reputation is a little bit lower, people are not going to come here as often. And that's going to give us a little bit of breathing space. See, we can't afford to upgrade this GP's. We can't afford to put the GP's office in because we're hemorrhaging cash left, right and centre. This is looking better. We're starting to get things happening. Of course, queues in the GP's office all over the place, but that's not too much of an issue, and I think we'll be okay in the end. It's at least lifted some of the pressure, but it might be time to send a few patients home and maybe upgrade our prices a little bit more. Upgrading sounds like a good thing. I mean this in a bad way. We're going to need to bring in a few more staff members, I think, and maybe have a fourth GP's office. Although at this stage, I don't really like to have multiple GP's offices in. Well, more than I need. I would much rather have my staff trained and take the queues and just send a few unhealthy patients home to die. That sounds absolutely awful. Temperature issues as well. We've got a few cold patients, and I thought I'd put radiators everywhere, but then I'm just looking now and I realise I have not put any in the new building, and that there aren't any in the actual treatment rooms that we've got, so that's working against us right now. We could do with sorting that out as soon as we get a bit more cash. But we're getting close. 3 machines left to upgrade, and then just getting that cure rate up. Now the cure rate will probably happen eventually. We've just done another bit of research, but that hasn't helped us much at all because we've run into debt. I can't greenlight another one, so this could get a little bit of a sticky situation for us now. We've been stuck in a little bit of a loop where we've not been getting our queues down. We've been having too many patients in here who we can't possibly treat, so I've sent a load home, and now that should improve the flow of traffic through the hospital, and we'll be able to treat the people that we actually can treat, and that should help us get out of this rut and bring in a little bit more profit. Shock clinic required again. That's going to be something that I end up building very soon once I've got the finances to do so. I'm not taking on. Leave me alone. God. Right. I could do a duplicating the general diagnosis as well. A ward. Can't do that. Yeah. Requests coming in thick and fast for treatment rooms that I don't have. We've just got enough money to start off another research for some cash, and that could help us out. Colorizer will upgrade, staff promotion, and that would leave us with just 2 more. Right, we're very close now. The financial situation's improving a lot. I just need a little bit more money. There we go. That's going to take us over the mark of 15 machines, and then it's just about getting our cure rate done. Any money that I make now, I can put into the hospital and developing some more rooms. It's November. We're coming up on an end of year awards soon, and I'm going to send a few more unhealthy patients home or directly for treatment. And that should get us somewhere. Obviously, again, DNA lab requests, we can get rid of them. Hire that nurse as soon as we get an opportunity to. Let's see what we've won this year. Hopefully it's improved. This is year 5, by the way. Still hasn't improved. We're not doing well on these awards, but I just need a bit more money to hire that nurse, and I think we'll be able to put her straight into some of the treatment rooms and really start recovering some funds by treating people very quickly. You can already see as well we've gotten a few more rooms now that we've got a bit more cash. I've greenlit some more research projects. Our ward is there, and we're starting to cure more people than we're sending home. I'm pretty sure we were curing more people than we were sending home in the first place, but this is a much better situation for us to be in. Let's just remove some roles here. We can almost afford the shock clinic, and once that's in, we'll start upgrading it. I know we don't actually need it for this objective now, we've completed it, but if we can get our cure rate up to 60% by curing... Oh, we've done it! Hurrah! Finally! That was a long slog, but we got there in the end, and I can already see the 2-star objectives include upgrading machines again, another 15 this time. So Shop Clinic more than ever is one we're going to put down so we can start upgrading the machines there. We also need to cure 200 patients, get a cure rate of 75%, and train 2 staff members in research 4. Well, that's something that we can start right away as soon as we get some more money in, and then that knocks that objective out straight away. But it's been a good one, and I'm pretty happy with what I've done. It was a little bit chaotic, kind of back to my earlier episodes in this series, but mixing with our new system, we're getting there. I think I'm pretty happy with how this one turned out in the end, and I'm looking forward to starting the 2 and 3 star objectives where we expand the hospital further. So I hope you enjoyed watching this one. Thank you for listening to my chaotic ramblings. I really appreciate the time you take to watch any of my videos. Make sure you drop me a subscribe if you're new here. I'd really appreciate having you along for the ride, and I will see you all for the next episode of 2 Point Hospital. Bye bye.